dentist, no cavities, so to celebrate, I'm having a sugar drink. This is an orange frappe. There's no caffeine in it, but plenty of sugar, and it's delicious. I get it like once every 6 months or so when I go to the dentist, because this is not near my house, and it has a flavor kind of like an Orange Julius-ish, and it just hit me what the flavor is that I like so much, and this is gonna sound weird. Vitamins. When I was a kid, there were chewable multiple vitamins, kind of like Flintstones or something, but they were Spider-Man, and they were just his head, and they were orange. That's kind of what this tastes like. It's even a little gritty, because it's a frozen drink. Delicious vitamin drink. So now it's Tuesday. I'm out for a walk. It's in the afternoon. I think it's like 12:30. You like that? Anyway, I didn't do great last night. I didn't get to work on the robot art project that I wanted to, although that's what I'm going to be working on today. Second to top priority. Why second? Well, first of all, yesterday I don't know, I was trying to clean up. I have boxes all over and I was trying to get it out and doing a lot of work in the house, but just not getting to the art. And then I was like, okay, well, and I did play a little Overwatch with my wife, which was foolish and I shouldn't have done that, and bad me. But I also, the anthology thing I was talking about, I needed to get my portfolio in order to show him, and I was having trouble finding the files. I was having trouble connecting to the network that I need the files from, etc. So I worked on that and the video game, the time I thought and picking up boxes, the time I thought I would be doing the Beerbot stuff. So today I had to go for a walk. Well, I didn't have to go for a walk. I went for a walk because I want to get exercise, but I had to have a phone call with my potential letterer for the next issue, working at a deal similar to last time where I won't actually have to pay money, and I'm not looking for work for free. It's an exchange of labor. Last time I did some artwork on someone else's comic and got the lettering in exchange, and this time I might be doing some, for lack of a better term, lecturing at a college, because I have a friend who's a teacher and they might be willing to letter in exchange for me doing some of that for their students. So anyway, that's what I was dealing with just now. I'm gonna go back in, and I've kind of cobbled together a bit of I mean, I have a portfolio, but the main thing is I haven't updated my comic book work, which is the main thing I need to show for this anthology thing. And I have comic book sections, but I realized it's all older stuff. And on my Facebook page, I had a new section, which is good, which is like published comic work, but it's mostly just covers, and they're gonna want to see interior pages. And unfortunately, I've moved a lot of that to my storage server, like even stuff like the Horror, Kid Switch, Earthling, the 3 books I've worked on most recently, and they are inaccessible currently. So I've been data mining like Instagram and looking for old emails where maybe I sent a copy to someone, and Dropbox and things like that. So I've been doing my best to rebuild what, it's not lost, it's just inaccessible right now. Hi, I think it's Wednesday. I am sort of done with the robot commission. I did work on it last night, Tuesday, which is probably the last time I spoke with you. Although, once again, time, travel, seconds only. It's not done. It is semi-final done, which what I usually do on a bigger commission like this, especially because it's not a pre-established character, but robots that are to be branded by certain brands of beer. I did all the inks, I did all the color flatting, and I even did a little bit of like effects on them, but I didn't really do any heavy shading or highlights or anything like that. Did the background and all that kind of stuff, and so I did a low res, sent that to them so that they could just approve the final colors. Specifically, again, I tried to have the robots sort of be on brand color. I didn't slavishly, I didn't strictly follow the colors. For some reason this person doesn't want me to use the beer names. I don't know, it's weird. I didn't sign an NDA, there's no contract or anything like that, and it's not going to be used by the company, it's just for them. But I said, hey, is it okay if I make prints of this if I like the way it comes out? And they said, yeah, but don't put the beer logos on it or whatever. And the other thing is, the companies they're working for are the 2 here, and then the one on the ground is the one that's defeating. And the one it's defeating is a competitor, and they didn't want me to actually put the logos on that one, which seems odd to me because it's just for their office, and you know, like, so I made indications so that you could kind of tell which beer company. It has like sort of a red bow, and if you know what that is, then you know which one is being defeated. But so they said, well, if you're gonna make prints, just remove that stuff, which I will not. I mean, because they asked me to, but I think they're worried about legal repercussions or whatever, which I'm not terribly worried about, especially considering the way, you know, parody and fan art works. This is probably safer than some of the other things I do. But I'm not interested in selling beer robot prints. I would just make them be regular robots if I decide to do it, which I'm not sure. But anyway, I sent them the flatted files and said, hey, here, it's mostly done, but I tried to incorporate some of the colors of the brands and the bottles and stuff, but also throughout history, let's say whatever the beer brand is, they'll have the regular version, the light version, the bottle, the can, the logo, and that's changed over the years. So there's a lot to pull from, and a lot of them look very similar. A lot of them use silver and blue and things like that. So I needed to make 3 different robots all representing beer companies look different. But again, I didn't want to just make them colored, you know, like if it was an American flag robot, I didn't just want it to be literally red, white, and blue with stripes and stars, you know, like you could do little things to make it work a little better. So that's what I did, but I sent it to them to make sure that the blue I used is an acceptable blue and stuff. Now, this isn't as important as if it was official art to go on a poster or something. This is just for, you know, again, their office, but they're going to know better than I if this looks like it represents the product they want. Whatever, I'm over-explaining. The point is, it's done, except for a little extra that I will do hopefully tomorrow, if they get back to me tonight or tomorrow morning. If not, I have a few other things I need to do. I have a personal commission for a Christmas present, which is the next thing on my list that I have to do, and that'll be quick. That'll probably be a half day or full day at most, and that's if I really take forever, because it's just a single character, no background, in color and everything. But it, you know, maybe a half day ideally. And then I have a label I am going to do, but that's like a coffee label that I already got the rough approved. But that's one of those like long timeline as soon as I could get to it kind of things. Other than that, I have to get back to the horror, clearly, and I have theoretically booked 12 or 13 more book covers in that sci-fi series for the one I did. Check is supposedly on the way. We've agreed on all the details. They said they sent it, I think, yesterday. So the bummer is I'm probably going to get it and have one due like on Christmas. So I will probably hustle to get it done before that so I could relax over Christmas and New Year's a little bit if possible. But that's it for client work right now. And I think once I get on top of these last 2 or 3, going into the book covers, and sorry, I know I'm a little low energy, I'm just kind of tired, that I will then be doing just those book covers. Well, I also have some caricature jobs, the occasional caricature job, but out in the world caricature jobs. I have a bunch of those coming up for the holidays too, including one this Monday, which I very much like doing weekday jobs, because what are you going to do on a Monday anyway? You know, like, especially at night, you know, usually I'd be playing video games, watching TV. Arguably, I'd be hanging out with my wife. But the point is, I'm not missing work time. I'm not missing, like, on a Saturday, that's like, oh, that's a big hit on my life. You know, there's things I could be doing, people I could be spending time with. We could go out and have adventures. But on, like, a Monday night at 6 o'clock, how much am I going to really be doing anyway? So getting to do those. And I also really like working holiday parties, because I'm a big fan of Christmas and the sort of pageantry of it. So I like going to different houses and corporate parties and stuff and seeing how they decorate and what kind of music they use. And, like, I enjoy that very much. So it's win-win this Monday. But yeah, the horror has been suffering for it. I did square everything away with the guy who's going to be my letterer, and I sent him, I have the first 19 pages completely penciled in, ready for him to letter on top of, and I gave him the script so he can get going on that. You know, obviously, he's probably going to be done before me at this point, but at least I know that that part of it is squared away. So while I haven't been drawing on it, I have been working on it-ish. Two things. One, the robot commission I've been working on all day today. I've been working on it on and off. I did a lot of work up front, and then for some reason it was trickling in, and I spent a solid 5-6 hours on it today, just finishing up the 3rd robot and doing the background and some colors. You know, I haven't kept heavy track of it, but it's easily taken me 20 hours at least at this point, which, I mean, I'm getting paid okay, but I don't know. I'm a combination of annoyed that I'm slow and annoyed that I'm bad at estimating how long things take me. I'm enjoying the project, and like I said, it's paying okay, but I don't know. I keep thinking like, oh, I should have been done. I should have been done every day. The other thing is, as you can see, it's Christmas time in the Gazbot household. I have more lights up than I've had, and I'm still frustrated because Star Commander is making it impossible to have a Christmas tree. Normally our tree is a thing of glory. We got it's a fake tree, and it's about, I don't know, 5 feet tall, which is the biggest tree either of us have ever had as adults. And we got it a couple years ago. Wow, that is super bright. Maybe I could fix it. Fixed, sort of. And I got this old-fashioned star topper similar to what I had as a kid, and we got special garland, and we got all kinds of ornaments. We asked for ornaments for Christmas, and special Star Wars ones, and Adventure Time, and everything. Now, it's hard to tell, but I don't have any ornaments on the tree whatsoever, and the garland is a mess. It's draped all over, you know, and we don't have it on very much. Oh my gosh.
And this is why.
Not cats in general, but Star Commander specifically. She's the young one, she's the crazy one, she's always the most rambunctious, and watch. Oh, she's gonna do it right in front of me. She does not care. She does all the normal things like our other cats might sometimes do, like bat it a little bit, but usually they were pretty good. She climbs through it, and she will climb up into it. I have done everything to stop her. I've used orange peels, I've sprayed the bitter spray, we've sprayed her in the face with a water bottle. She does not care. I have it anchored so it won't fall over, and we unplug it when we're not in the room. So if we're in the room, we can plug it in and have a ratty looking tree that's lit up with no ornament, and that's as good as it gets. That's our Star Commander Christmas. Well, hello there, it's me, Gazbot, with my guest star, Uzumaki Kitty. She's gonna swing by with her stripes, her tail will hit me in the face. Good. Anyway, it's me, Gazbot. I'm back with another horror production report update, and yesterday I finished a commission I had to do for a Christmas present, which I can't show you because the person will not be gifted that until Christmas, and I just finally finished up this robot commission I've been working on for a while. I had it done, the flats, everything. I sent it to him for approval. He said, great. And I'm like, okay, I just got to go in and do the shading and the highlights and stuff. And I remember saying to Q yesterday, like, oh yeah, it'll be like an hour or so to finish it up. It's been at least 4 hours to finish it up. So once again, taking way longer than I thought. But I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Let me show you what I got here. There you have it. The two beer robots destroying the other beer robot. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. It was, she so wants to just be here. It was kind of a weird process because the rough, super good. And I got a lot of freedom on this, so I just blammed through the rough really easy. And I remember commenting, I had done the book cover recently, and I said, man, this, you know, theoretically is a similar sort of scope of project and budget as that first book cover, but the book cover was a lot more difficult to get done, and this I just blew through. But that changed as soon as I went in to start inking and stuff, because everything had to be more or less symmetrical with the robots, and there was a lot of straight lines, you know, not organic stuff, so it was a little bit, had to be a little more precise. And so while it wasn't difficult in terms of what am I doing, it just took a really long time to get done. And then when then it was cruising, and then when I got to the coloring, the flats that is, it got difficult again, because there's a lot of blue and a lot of gray, and I wanted to pop everything out, and I had the mountains behind, which I had originally had blue, and I had to change into a kind of brownish purple, and it wasn't so much as choosing what colors I wanted things to be as making sure things stood out separately from themselves, from each other, with so many similar colors. And one thing I did actually, if you look close on the two main hero robots, I put a white, like, rim light outline, which makes no sense as far as lighting or anything else, but it helped pop them out from the background and help differentiate them from the foreground robot, which I also, when I was all done, put a shadow over the whole thing, I think at 25%, so that even though he's in the foreground, you're really looking at them. Now for this particular print, I do have permission to make prints of it just without the logos, so I'm going to sit on it because I'll have to do a little bit of work, get rid of the logos and keep the shading consistent. But I have the option of making a print of it, which I might do because, you know, they're 3 robots that I designed. I don't know, but original art, you know, concepts don't seem to do very well. But if I just printed up, like, you know, 5 copies, saw how they worked, why not bring it? Tonight is Q's holiday Christmas party at her work, so I'll be going to that later. And then Saturday, I have a caricature job. Saturday I have a paintball game, my friend's birthday, it's going to be that. Then Sunday I have a caricature job, then Monday I have a caricature job. Now these are on-site caricature jobs, which I prefer to in-studio in terms, well, I don't prefer, I mean, I prefer only in the sense that it doesn't take up studio time. It's time, you know, out in the wild, and so it's like different. Taking a caricature job, like a corporate caricature job, is like work day time, whereas when I go out on site, that's not really work day time, it's factored in differently. So there's that, and then I think I have 2 other jobs this month, character on site, and then 2 more next month. A lot of outside gigs, which is good. And yeah, so having finished this, I have to finish the coffee label I had talked about, and then the only client work I'll have are the book covers, which I got the first check for, so now I officially am doing that project. I'll be working on cover 2 of what I think is a total of 13 or 14, having done 1 as sort of a test for both of us. And so there's that, and I hope to get more videos made. As I'm recording this, I still haven't edited or put up any of the videos which will precede this. So I hope that next week I will get worked on that. I will get some work on the Hardum, which I've been neglecting, and also Christmas. I still have some Christmas shopping to do and some Christmas cards to send out and things like that, which hopefully I could work on this weekend and have everything sent out Monday. what am I forgetting? Oh, my Etsy store. Usually, I don't do great on my Etsy store, but I get a few sales here and there. And usually around the holidays, December that is, I make a few sales, more than usual. And I haven't gotten any. And I was like, I guess, I don't know, whatever. And then I realized that my Etsy store was off. And it had been off since November 4th. And we are now December 9th. So over a month it's been off. Now, originally it was intentional because when I went down to LA for Disney and for Stanley's LA Comic-Con Kamikaze thing, I knew I'd be away for at least a week. Wouldn't be able to ship. And it says ships within 2 or 3 days or whatever. So it was like, hey, I'm closed, but if you order something, I'll send it when I get back, blah, 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 blah. When I got back, I went to turn it off, but it was on my phone and I couldn't find the option to turn it off. And this happened to me before with like away messages on my email and stuff. Like for some reason, it's like difficult to find. Like there's no, it is easy, except I'm an idiot. So it takes me forever to find, how do you put an away message? How do you get it back? And I couldn't do it on my phone. And I'm like, I better do it tomorrow from the desktop. Maybe it'll be easier. And forgot about it until 2 days ago when Q's like, hey, my wife Q, was like, hey, I'm looking at your Etsy store and it's still closed. And I was like, well, that will explain why I haven't gotten a single Christmas or Hanukkah or New Year's or Kwanzaa or any kind of sale at all this month. Not even a birthday or a cat day. So I fixed it. I couldn't do it on my phone. I mean, maybe I could have, but I could not figure it out. The mobile site was different for some reason, and eventually I found the option I turned off. So it's on now. So if you want a print or something from me, I have a little bit of original art up there. Check out my Etsy store. Link below. But unfortunately, having been off for a month, most people probably are shopping for the holidays, especially if it's Christmas, earlier than now. So I might have cost myself some money, which sucks. But onward and upward, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to make some family phone calls while I do that, and then I will come. Well, that's funny. The video just cut out because as I said I was going to call a family member, I was thinking of my mom specifically. She called. So the video stopped and she's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey, I'm going to call you in 5 minutes. I was just telling the internet about it. So I'm going to go do that. So we'll play. At the holiday party for the office. Things are winding down, which is just how I like it, because that means dessert and coffee comes out, and there's less people to talk to, and less music. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the best place, most happening spot of the whole party. The coffee stand.
Just got done paintballing. It is soaking wet. Rain in mud in guck. I don't know if you can see. I got my camis on. There's a fair amount of mud and paint damage on me. I was hit quite a few times. It became difficult to see. It was a lot more rolling around in the mud than warfare, which I guess could be warfare. It's a good time though. I'm gonna go home, take a shower, and then look at my hands. And then we're gonna go out and have food times. Go! Well, it's a little while later. I'm all cleaned up, showered, lovelified, whatever. I even took a short nap, maybe 10 minutes while Q was getting ready. Now we're heading out to have the late lunch, early dinner portion of the birthday time. I will be skipping the later part where they're going to get some sort of cider of an alcoholic variety, but either alcoholic or not does not interest me. And I will try to enjoy the rest of my day. I might need to go pick up some paper because I have a caricature gig tomorrow. And I can't remember if I need paper for it, but I do need caffeine because I didn't have a great night's sleep last night, then a lot of physical exercise, a warm shower. I need caffeine. Look, everybody, I'm Kevin Cross. Whoa, no, it's me, Gazbot. I know these might have fooled you. Anyway, today is Sunday, and it has been the weekend of parties. Friday was the party for Q's office. Then yesterday was the birthday party with paintball and such, for Alex's birthday, the big dog that I went to. Today was a corporate party, it was called a company party, but it was a startup, so I guess there was only like 20 employees or whatever, and it was at someone's house, but it was their holiday party, and so I was hired to do caricatures. I was only going to do an hour, ended up doing an hour and a half, which is good because holidays extra money. Yes. I wore my Disney gloves because it was outside. I didn't know this, but I just had them in my jacket, which is good because I need fingerless gloves to be able to do caricatures that'll keep my hands a little warm, but also be able to draw. And it's not that cold. I mean, it's cold for California, but for some reason, even if I'm not particularly cold, my extremities, my fingers, especially when I'm holding a metal marker, get colder, so that was nice. But anyway, I stopped at Starbucks where I got yet another flat white with eggnog instead of milk. Lovely! And I'm gonna hit Target and then go home, and my house is a wreck. Between holidays and other things, I gotta blow through that stuff so that I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. That's that. Yeah. It's Monday. Remember that plan about getting all the house stuff and Christmas stuff done yesterday so I could just be artworking today? That didn't work out. I did some stuff, but I didn't get everything done, partially just because I was tired, and partially because I was lazy, and partially because my legs were killing me. They're still a little sore today from paintball. Now, I've been doing a lot of walking, and I'm not athletic, but I'm active, and I wasn't, like, super winded, and I wasn't achy all over, but specifically the tops of my thighs are, like, today they're just regular achy, but yesterday, every time I got up, I was like an old man. I was like, because I was doing crouching. I was like crouching with the gun and kind of walking like while I was crouching a lot, which didn't hurt at the time, but afterwards, like, these are muscles you've never used. So a lot of bending over and doing housework was killing me. So today I've been trying to finish up all the Christmas stuff, and because we live on the other side of the country, one of the things we're doing, is shipping out presents. So that's what I'm working on right now, and I have a job tonight, being in like 2 hours. I should probably head out for it. I gotta pick up paper on the way. So, and that's it. So I'm gonna bring this particular video to an end, and I also, I have a bunch of videos I need to work on that I'll be working on after I finish recording this, and then this will go up after. It's one of those out of order kind of things, but this will be the end of this production report of the Horror A4, even though it didn't have a lot of Horror A4 production in it, something. And if I didn't mention it before, you could check out Artcasters. I was on recently, not Artcasters, I wasn't on it. You could check out Artcasters, but I wasn't on it. Of course, it was on Independent Crossroads, which was more of a one-on-one interview kind of thing, and that was great. But I think I already mentioned that. If I didn't, well, then check it out. And they're on his channel, but I have links to these on my YouTube channel down below. It's Gazbot guest appearances, where I show up on other people's channels and things like that. But I was on Studio Synergy, which is Peter Palmiotti's hangout with other artists, and that was a lot of fun. So you can check that out as well. But for now, I am Gazbot. I had 3 cups of coffee. Only one was caffeinated, and it's time for me to make dinner. So, I don't know what that means. I'm out of practice. Anyway, bye. Yeah, good job.